everybody, it's Amber and I am back to share another craft fair idea with you guys. This is for my craft fair series. And so last week we did the card set folio, and if you missed that video I will link it below so that way you can be caught up on all my craft fair series videos. So today I'm going to share with you, I call these my Shabby mini journals, and I'm going to show you the ones I created, but first I'm going to show you all the stuff that you need, and it's very simple and it goes very fast. So let me talk to you first about the mini composition notebooks. You can get these in a couple of places. I have found these ones, this particular kind here, this one has 80 sheets, and I found these 2 in a pack at Target for $1, and it was in their back to school kind of school supply section. So I got several packages of these. And then these here are a little smaller. They have 50 sheets and they're a little more flimsy. I got these 3 to a pack at the Dollar Tree. So both of these will work fine. I actually prefer this one, and I'll show you why once we do a little quick tutorial on these. So you're gonna need some little mini composition notebooks for this, and for mine I used, to cover these, I used some antique book paper, and I just keep this little bag right here full of like books that I buy at like either used bookstores or yard sales or things like that, of books that fall apart. You know, they're so old they're falling apart, and there's already nice distressing on the edges. So actually I have a bunch of Jane Austen books. So I used for most of the ones that I created, I used some Pride and Prejudice pages, Mansfield Park, of these really, really cool antique book pages. So you're also going to need just something to decorate them with. And what I did, I had a vision, and I wanted to use stamps and embossing powder and do some heat embossing. So I used these 2 stamps here. I also used this stamp set here. It's called Vintage Threads, and I bought this at Joann's, I believe. And I used this dress here, and then I used this antique sewing machine stamp. Sorry if there's a glare. So I used those 4 stamps for this project. So you're also going to need, I added vintage buttons to mine, but I'll show you. I have a ton of these, and these are so cute. A little cute addition to add. You're going to need some lace. And really you can make these your own, but this is what I use, the stuff I used. I used some Distress ink, and from Tim Holtz I used Vintage Photo, and some black embossing powder. This right here is the most important tool in this project. It is a sanding block. If you don't have one of these, you can use a nail file. And I'm going to show you why it's so important. And then I use my Versamark ink for the embossing. Okay, so let me show you the ones that I've created, and then we'll do one together here on video. So here's the ones I created, and I call these mini, I call these shabby because they're very shabby chic and kind of pieced together. Let me see if I can zoom out just a little. And I'm really, really excited about them. So here's the different ones that I made. This is the one I had a vision of that made me want to make this project. I got this silhouette stamp. Kind of looks like a cameo, and I got this and it just inspired me to make something with antique book pages, and I decided to make these journals. So here's this one, and I just add crochet lace here to the side. I distress all my edges with the book paper. I add the vintage button right here, and then I just cover the back. So as you can see, this is a Jane Austen book. And then it's just a plain journal. And you can actually take it a step further and like stamp some of the pages, and I might do that, but you know, I kind of got into mass produce mode, and so I wanted to get a bunch done. So there's this kind, and all of them have, some of them have different vintage buttons, and then this is with the Target mini composition book. And then here's what I made using the Dollar Tree one. It's a little bit smaller. I did the cute bird cage. So I don't know if you can tell that it's embossed, but I did emboss it. And here's the back. I just put some crocheted lace. So there's that one, and then here's one of the dress form ones. And I love this lace, it was my favorite. So there's the front, there's the back, and then there's this, to take notes, you know, throw in your purse or jot down little ideas. And then here is the vintage sewing one. Isn't that cute? You can see the embossing on it, kind of shiny. These were super fast and they're just really adorable. And then here's, oops, I got a little glue stuck on that one. So here's the back. And there's all the papers. So I made those 4 designs, and as you can see, I made a ton of them for my craft fair. And a lot of people ask about my pricing. I was thinking about these, and I think I'm gonna price them for $2 each. And I know you might think that's a little low because of all the work we put into our crafts, but I like to sell out of my product during my craft fair, so I really like to price things craft fair prices, because people come in, you know, to buy little gifts here and there, and I just want to be able to have affordable prices on my products. So I think I'm gonna do $2 each on these. So like I said, these are just really, really fun, and we're actually gonna make one together right now. Okay, so I hope you can see good here. We're gonna put one of these together. And so I forgot to mention that you do need adhesive, and I used my ATG gun. You can use Mod Podge, but I don't really like the way book paper lays on the Mod Podge for some reason. It tears easy, and the ATG gun worked really good for me. So that's what I'm gonna use. So it's really, since these book pages are kind of flimsy, it's kind of hard to add the adhesive to the book pages. So I'm going to add the adhesive to the actual composition book. So here's my first little page, and these particular ones from Target measure, the paper that I cut measures 3 by 4.5, and that should do you good. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do with this the hangover, okay? So hopefully you can see, I'm just gonna cover all the edges with ATG tape, all 4 edges. First and foremost, to make sure you go all the way to the edge. And then I just do like 3 strips in the middle. And then you take your book paper, and I like to line mine up right at the edge of this black spine. Make sure it goes all the way to the top and to the bottom and doesn't show any of the colored composition notebook through it. And then just smooth it down. You can use your bone folder, but kind of be a little delicate with it because this is very thin paper. And if you are too rough with it, the glue and the paper will make, it will rip. So as you can see, I've covered the front, and it's kind of, you can see it's hanging over. Instead of trying to cut that with scissors, I'm gonna show you what you can do. This thing is the best tool ever. It works wonders. So what you do is you're very swift motions and press down hard. So I'm gonna take my sanding block, get a good grip on your composition notebook, and just sand it away from the paper. Not this way, because it'll come up. So sand it away for this to come right off, and it's so easy. Make sure you have you're going straight on though, away from your paper, away from your notebook. And the bottom, and then just clean up the edges a little bit. Make sure all your paper is nice and even. Isn't that perfect? So see how it just curves to the edge, it all got sliced off, and then you have all these scraps down here, okay? So that's the front, and we're gonna do the exact same thing on the back. And we're just gonna take our distress ink and distress our edges so it looks even more antique and vintage. So next what you're gonna do is you're gonna do some stamping. So I like to do a very simple design on this. So we're gonna actually use this cute stamp here. And if you wanna know, it's called Cameo by Stamp Abilities. And I believe I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. So I'm gonna take my Versamark ink and center this right on my book. Stamp it out here. And then I'm gonna emboss it. Okay, so we've embossed our image, and I did have a little bit of extra embossing powder on there, but you know, these are shabby, so that's what shabby chic art is all about, right? The little flaws and imperfections. So as you can see, it's shiny and embossed. And then what we're gonna do is take our hot glue gun and glue some lace here. So I'm using this pretty lace that I got at Hobby Lobby, I believe, and it's crocheted scallop lace. So I'm just gonna measure out the length here of the notebook and cut it off right there. And I'm gonna grab my glue gun so we can glue that down. And then I use these, like I said, the vintage buttons. And these are called Dress It Up Fancy Grab Bag, and they are, you can get them, you know, at Michael's, at Hobby Lobby, at Tuesday Morning. So I'm gonna use this one. And I already cut off the shank on the back. And I'm just gonna use some hot glue again. I hear my husband coming in from outside. Okay, then I'm gonna stick this right here. And then that completes the cute little mini shabby composition journal. So isn't that cute? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Here's all the rest of mine again. And I hope you give this a try. You can use any paper with this. You can use your cardstock, you can use your scrapbook paper, anything, and you don't have to do embossing. You can just use regular embellishments, anything. So make it your own. I hope you join me for my next craft fair series video. It's going to be in the next few days, and like I said, I will link the first one below so you can check that one out if you missed it. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend. See you in the next video. Bye bye.